LEGO and Star Wars join forces for the first time, so you can build authentic LEGO X-Wings and Y-Wings. Only you can help Luke and the Rebels defeat Darth Vader and his TIE Fighter and save the galaxy.
You did it! You saved us!
LEGO Mania! LEGO Mania!
What's up, bro? In today's video, we're going to be going over the nostalgia that I feel for LEGO Star Wars. So I went through the search query and I picked out all the good videos so you didn't have to, and we can watch them together. And bro, they got some good videos.
Huh?
Ooh.
With a...
The sequel to the award-winning LEGO Star Wars video game is finally here. It's all the action of Star Wars combined with the fun of LEGO. LEGO Star Wars 2, the original trilogy video game. In store September.
I actually 100%ed this game when I was a kid, so it holds a special place in my heart. I'm really excited to feel the nostalgia of these videos, and you know, I remember these stop motion animations that would just blow my mind what people could do. This game was so influential and innovative with everything that it did, and I can't wait to relive this experience. Yo, so I was just scrolling across some of the videos, and this guy bought the Death Star set from here. He bought, let me go to it. He bought this. Look. Oh, so it's got the hanger on the bottom. So this is like the layout of the Death Star. This is what Luke got to blow up the Death Star. Hey, bro, if you've been enjoying the video so far, my name's VX Rose, and next time that you're on YouTube, I want you to just type that into your search bar because I post every single day, so I'll have something for you. All right, let's get back to the video. As cool as the LEGO figures are, let's get into the speed running of this game. Now, there's been a lot of speed runnings or speed runners, but we're gonna watch this guy do it in 24 hours.
I'm a frog, and for this video, my goal was to 100% the complete saga in under 24 hours. Let's hop in. If you've never played this game before and don't know what 100%ing entails, I'll explain it as we go along. This game covers all 6 movies, but my choice for what to do first is limited because you always have to start with Chapter 1 of Episode 1 before unlocking the other movies. The primary game mode is Story Mode, where you can only play as the characters given, which fit the story, and each level has kind of long, unskippable cutscenes.
Oh, the cutscenes were so good. Like, how did they make it tell such a great and funny story without even saying a word? Bring me back to that time, man. The nostalgia.
Rip Rose. Upon beating a level, I'll unlock its free
Did he just say Rip Rose? Yo, he knows we're watching the video.
play mode where I can play as any other characters I've unlocked. By exploring and interacting with the world, you'll collect LEGO money called studs. These fill up a counter at the top of the screen. Once you hit a certain number of studs in a level, you'll get what's called True Jedi. To 100
When I was a kid, I used to sit there trying to open doors using the Force, thinking I was the true Jedi. Hey, but I 100%ed this game when I was a kid, so can't say I'm not
percent
a
the game,
legend.
I'll need to hit True Jedi on every level. Collecting studs
I am a true Jedi.
is worth more than just True Jedi, though. I can use studs to buy stuff like new characters and vehicles, which I'll have to get all up to 100% the game, but more importantly for now, I can buy extras, and there were a couple extras in particular I wanted to save up for. This opening level is really good.
Those were OP, by the way. You could get the ones that would like upgrade this brick, the golden brick on the top right, on the top right to the shelf next to the movie camera and to the right of the question mark. Yeah, that brick, you'd get those and you could get so much money and the money would just come towards you. I know these kind of things because I 100% of the game. Once you start getting all the studs, it's really not that hard, honestly.
I can buy extras, and there were a couple extras in particular I wanted to save up for. This opening level is really good. As a kid, a lot of times I would just play this one over and over to try and get more studs. Another kind of collectible in each story mission are mini kits. They're either just plainly hidden, or you have to do certain things to get them to appear. This one I just had to use the Force to turn on all the blue lights and pop, there it is. There are 10 mini kits hidden per level for me to find. Obviously, I need to find all of them. The second mini kit I grabbed is basically the same as the first, just with purple lights, but this is also...
That's such a great engagement metric for the game. That's what I love about these games is it's like, you don't have to go do this. but we're going to let you know it's there. And because you know it's there, you're going to want to do it.
Where another interesting and important mechanic comes into play, character abilities. There's this panel on the wall that only C-3PO type droids can access. There's also Stormtrooper panels, dark side objects, and more that only...
This game influenced so many other games with stuff just like this. It's so crazy coming back to, dang, he's got a lot of studs. 129 million. What? Yo, it's crazy.
certain characters can get around. This game uses them for puzzles and the story missions, but also for blocking minikits. Like here, I need an astromech droid like R2-D2 to open this door, but I don't have one. So to get every minikit, I'll have to return to each level in free play after I've unlocked the necessary characters. The prequel missions are all pretty short, so finishing up this level was easy. I killed some droids, kept collecting studs, and bada bing, bada boom, one mission down. The characters I played as are now unlocked and
Wow, Lego games have always had an insane amount of characters. You know what's crazy about this, though, is that in the new Lego Batman game, you can only play as 7 people. And this is like, I don't know, maybe like 40 people? Let's see.
available in free play. My studs are added to the counter, and I unlock 2 gold bricks. One for simply completing the level, and the second for getting True Jedi. Compared to the original trilogy levels, these are super short. The last 5 chapters of Episode 1 only took me about 25 minutes, including the cutscenes, and I was on to Episode 2. Episode 2's first level wasn't in the original game. It's another vehicle level where you're in the speeders chasing the person who tried to assassinate Padme. It's also an unfun level, and the game would have been better without it. Madge. I did get the red brick, though, and this one is actually worth it. The stud magnet. It does exactly what its name suggests. I had the money, so I decided to go ahead and buy and activate it. Continuing on, Chapter 2 has us visit Kamino, where Obi-Wan says it's Oben time and Kenobi's all over the cloning facility. This one's also like the Dagobah level, where they felt like they needed enemies but didn't know what to include, so they were like, I guess robots? Chapter 3 has us fight bug people called Geonosians. They're not just bug people, though. They fly. Bug. You can't scare me with this. With wings. I also got the red brick on this level, which makes it so enemies drop studs for you to pick up when they die. Look at all these characters I've unlocked so far. Wow. Chapter 4 in the Geonosian Arena, I played a ton as a kid too. I wouldn't even do the objectives, I just run around the middle and fight droids. Chapter 5 is a worse remake of a level in the original game where you fly around in a gunship. In Chapter 6, as you fight Count Dooku, whose young version in the TV show Star Wars Tales looks suspiciously like sports commentator Nick Wright. After completing Episode 2, instead of doing Episode 3 and finishing my last story mission, I decided to take a break and collect some mini kits and red bricks. I did buy Jango Fett because he's a bounty hunter character, which was the only class I didn't already have. All the mini kits on this mission are easy enough to find. It basically just comes down to having the right characters to access everything. The red brick is for Super Gonk, and I'm still not exactly sure what that means, but I got it. Chapter 2, same thing. I already had almost all the mini kits just from story mode, so I just had to get the last couple that I'd only needed different characters for. After finishing this mission, I had enough studs to buy score times 4.
Yo, the guy on the left is the guy at the counter.
The cool thing about the scoring red bricks is that they stack, meaning my score times 2 and score times 4 combined for score times 8, so now all studs are worth 8 times as much. Now that studs are pretty much a non-issue, I decided to go to Episode 5, Chapter 6 to collect its 10 mini kits in the red brick. The original trilogy levels are much more creative with its collectibles.
Is that the strat going back early? Did he complete the game? No, he didn't complete the game. Why not just beat the game first and then go back and do it all?
So for this level's red brick, you have to activate the bounty hunter panel before Boba Fett does, then run out to his ship and grab the red brick off the ramp. Usually in story mode, he would have beat you here and left in his ship with the brick. I got the rest of the mini kits off of my memory, and that's another one down. The red brick I picked up is for the mini kit detector, which, similar to the red brick detector, just points to where the mini kits spawn on whatever level you're on, making finding them all obviously much easier. The level before, Episode 5, Chapter 5, has a score times 6 red brick, so I grabbed that and its mini kits. This one I remember held me up for a while the first time I did it, before I figured out you're supposed to drop a stormtrooper in.
I do not really remember this right, because what is he in? I kind of remember that, but what is he doing?
To the carbon freezer, but
oh, the carbon
held
freezer.
me up for a while the first time I
hold on.
I did it before I figured out you're supposed to drop a stormtrooper.
You see that freaking stormtrooper dangling from the top of the screen? Yeah, you can pick up other people in that. And so I was just dropped into that a bunch of times.
Trooper into the carbon freezer. But yeah, there's another one. With 2 levels from Episode 5 done, I wanted...
Damn! dang, we're doing pretty good.
To just get the rest of the episode out of the way, so I went back to the Hoth vehicle level and did that. The bomb towing is even more annoying in free play. Echo Base is a good one. There's this part where it looks like a snow globe. And I didn't know this prior, but the red brick here is actually for fast build, which, well, lets you build faster. For convenience, I went ahead and bought this in Infinite Torpedoes, which helped me get the 10 mini-kits on the next chapter faster. Last was Dagobah. There's nothing interesting about this one. It's still a bad level. The red brick is regenerate hearts. But this did give me enough studs for score times 6, which with the other score multipliers means I now had a 48 times multiplier in total. So now studs really weren't an issue. With episode 5's mini-kits and red bricks all done, I went back to episode 1. Chapter 3 was easy. Chapter 4, the pod race, I was only missing one mini-kit that you need a TIE fighter to get to. Chapter 5's red brick I already had, so I just needed the 10 mini-kits there. And Darth Maul's also easy enough. So that's another episode with every mini-kit and red brick. Like I said, studs weren't an issue. At this point I had over 18 million, but like the greedy person I am, I wanted more. But I know I shouldn't. That's a prequel reference. So I got all the mini-kits on the speeder level from episode 6 and the red brick for score times 8. That's all the score multipliers either unlocked or available for purchase. Then I remembered that I already had score times 10 and I could afford it, so I bought that, putting me at a 480 times multiplier.
Shoo-wee.
What that means is that I could true Jedi a level as easy as this.
Yes. When I think about this game, this is literally what I remember is I would get into the game and I would have the 480 times multiplier and then I would immediately get True Jedi. And that's when I realized that I had to 100% the game. I'm not even joking. Like literally right after I did that and I was like, wow, I am the stud god. I was like, I'm going to 100% this game. I've only 100%ed very few games in my life, but this one I'm the most proud of.
And that's precisely why spending so much time getting true Jedis early on was a waste of time instead of just getting them in 2 seconds in free play after getting score multiplier.
This guy's ungrateful.
Nonetheless, as you can see, I decided to finish up Episode 3's story, which was the last story I hadn't completed. Episode 3 is my favorite episode of the game. This level, where you save the Chancellor and fight Count Dooku and look at Anakin's stupid hair, is really good. General Grievous, also a fine level. After beating it, I got the score times 8 multiplier, which put me on a multiplier of 3,840. Kashyyyk, also a fine level, even with weird graphical glitches. I did always find it funny how the droids and clones work together for some reason. Also, you may not know this, but the original LEGO Star Wars game was released before Episode 3 even came out, and Chapter 5 has clones disguised as Jedi, which ended up being deleted from the actual movie. And then Chapter 6, Darth Vader is peak. With that, I had completed the story mode for every episode. With 462 million studs saved, I went ahead and bought every character. As you can see from this still shot, I was 10 hours in at this point.
Gosh, 3,840 times multiplier. He's 61%. How much? Yo, this guy's got to do it in like 5 minutes. You think he's got it?
And had beaten 61% of the game. But this is where things get a little annoying. Every episode after completing unlocks 3 things: a character bonus mission, mini-kit bonus mission, and super story. I loaded up Phantom Menace's character bonus playing as Ghost Obi-Wan because the bad guys can't see you as a ghost, and the goal here is to collect 1 million studs in under 5 minutes. It's very easy. For doing it, you get a gold brick. The mini-kit bonus has the same goal, 1 million studs in under 5 minutes, but instead of playing as a character, you play as one of the mini-kit vehicles you unlock for collecting all 10 in a chapter. This was also easy and got me another gold brick. Instead of doing the super story next, I went through the character and mini-kit bonus missions on each of the other episodes. Episode 2 has us in the Geonosian droid factory, then Coruscant. Episode 3 on Mustafar and Kashyyyk, 4 on Tatooine and the Death Star, 5 on Bespin and Hoth, and 6 on Endor and Endor. Completing all of these got me to 98 gold bricks. With me having unlocked every character and completed all the stories, I could get another quick 20 bricks with the bounty hunter missions. Basically, you're given a target character and dropped into a level. They're hidden somewhere and you have to find them before time runs out. Their picture is on the bottom of the screen and becomes more visible the closer you get to them. None of them are really that hard. I don't think I ever needed to use a guide for one of these missions, just easy bonus missions. Speaking of bonus missions, there are 6 extra missions to beat that you unlock by getting enough gold bricks. With well over 100 gold bricks now, I had them all unlocked by this point. First up is the original pod race. I mentioned earlier that the main pod race level in this game was way easier than the original. Even now as a grown-up, I had some issues with this. I have no idea how I got past it as a 5-year-old. Next up is
I think about that to this day. How did I get past that?
Anakin's Flight, which is a vehicle level where you play as Anakin blowing up the droid ship in Episode 1. Now this is pod racing. Third is the original Gunship Cavalry, which is a pseudo on-the-rails level like Episode 3's opening level. This is way better than the new Gunship Cavalry, and I don't know why they changed it. Fourth is a level where we get to be Darth Vader boarding the Tantive 4. This was a bonus mission in the original game. Next up, Lego City, originally in Lego Star Wars 2. This entire level is basically just a puzzle where you destroy things and build things and try to get...
I thought this was a dream. This actually existed? Oh my gosh. I have the most memories here. I loved Lego City. And you had to like do everything in Lego City in a certain amount of time. And you had to like destroy everything. It was, wow. This just brought back the most nostalgia core memory of them all. More than the stop motion, more than the figures, more than the freaking game, the Lego Star Wars Complete Saga itself. And more than the Star Wars stop motion. Did I say that? Yeah, but this brings back those memories. Wow.
To 1 million studs. I was annoyed because I was stuck at about 998,000 for a couple minutes before figuring out there were a couple windows I could close for the last few studs. Last is another Lego City level that's more complex but the same basic premise. You have to go around and try to break the 1 million stud mark. And now with all the bonus levels out of the way, I went back to mini kit collecting starting with episode 2. Like all the vehicle levels, the Coruscant one is pretty simple in terms of mini kits. The Camino level is one of the more creative ones in the prequels. This made me laugh as a kid. Then again, so did the Wiggles. Chapter 3 includes a puzzle that requires
Yo, I love the Wiggles. The Wiggles was my favorite TV show, dude. I forgot all about, dude, this guy's bringing back so much nostalgia memories. I missed Lego Star Wars. It was so much easier being a kid. Now you be working and wow.
basic knowledge of colors, and Chapter 4 boils down to running around and grabbing them. Gunship Cavalry still sucks, but is easy enough, and the Dooku fight doesn't suck, but is also easy. Episode 2's minikits, done. 13 and a half hours in, and I'm 75% of the way through. There's another type of collectible I haven't talked about yet, though. Blue minikits. Every main story level has a challenge mode where there are 10 blue minikits hidden and you have to find them in the allotted time. With my self-imposed time restriction, these were awful, because they're in different places, but I effectively have to find all 10 minikits on every level twice. First finding the white minikits and then finding the blue minikits. I'm not going to go into too much detail here. I did episode 1 just running around collecting blue minikits. On Darth Maul, I made it all the way to the end before realizing I missed one and couldn't backtrack, so I had to restart and find it after opening the hangar doors. That was fun, and I was not mad at all. And then after collecting all the minikits, I went back to the episode.
He was mad.
Bonus things and did the super story. The super story is just where you play through the story with all the cutscenes and everything and have to beat it in either under 1 hour or with collecting 100,000 studs. So again, I'm not really going to go into detail here. I basically just played through episode 1 again. And I followed this up by getting episode 2 blue minikits and doing its super story. After getting the blue minikits on episode 3 chapter 1, I was burnt out on blue minikit collecting and went back to getting regular minikits on the rest of episode 3. This was easy. The only thing of note is that Kashyyyk still looked completely messed up.
Yo, he's what
did you do to my Wookiees? Then I got that super story out of the way, which was the shortest of them all. I got through it in under 21 minutes. With a few billion studs in the bank now, I went to the store where you actually have to buy 14 different gold bricks. So I got those, as well as all the
Oh man, I was wrong about the gold bricks. It was whatever tab this is, how you bought them.
red brick extras I had unlocked but hadn't actually bought yet, and this put me at 87.6% of the way through, about 17 hours in. From this point, I just jumped around between different levels to get their minikits and red bricks I was missing. I started with the first 2 levels of episode 4, then the last one, then the rest of the levels. I'll be honest, I have no memory whatsoever of why I didn't do them in order, but as a wise man once said, the inner machinations of my mind are an enigma. With episode 4 done, this made episode 6 the only one where I didn't have
Patrick Starr said that. Oh my gosh, dude. Lego Star Wars has so many SpongeBob fans. I love that. Me included. We're out there, bro. We're out there.
every minikit and red brick. Episode 6, very long, but I got through it fine, especially having already done Speeder Showdown earlier, until I made it to Jedi Destiny, where this minikit really confused me. I had no idea how to get the red barrier down, and I looked up a guide on the internet that did not explain it. He just took the elevator up and could flip the switch. But eventually, after using 100% of my brain, I hit the C-3PO panel and got it. For some reason, I thought
that's the realest thing.
That panel was to open the door to leave. I had been thoroughly
I would be sitting here on these when I was a kid for hours trying to figure it out because I didn't have the internet. And I would be like, dude, is this even possible? Or did they just put this here to mess with me?
tested mentally by a game for children. But hey, that's all the regular minikits and red bricks. All I have to do now is complete the super stories and the blue minikit challenges. Let's end with a bang. I did not, in fact, end with a bang. On episode 4 Super Story at Mos Eisley, I thought I softlocked myself. So I ran through this open door and jumped down, then continued to progress and started building an ATST so that I could move on. But when I needed to use a C-3PO panel, I realized he was nowhere to be found. He was still up top where we fell off, and I couldn't go through the door to get to the previous area. I tried jumping up right by him, I tried jumping on people's heads, I tried parkour.
That sucks. Imagine you've been doing this for hours and hours and hours, just beating it in one day, and you're just facing little crap like this, and you're like, dude, this is like, this, I gotta get this done.
Coring over here until I finally figured this out. Thank God. This Super Story took me twice as long as any of the prequel ones, but whatever, that's another one down. Episode 5 Super Story was just as long but didn't have anything interesting happen. It's just long. Now on the home stretch, I followed this up by getting the blue mini kits for episode 3, and that put me at 95% in just under 21 hours. I gotta go. A New Hope challenges? Boom. Empire Strikes Back challenges? Boom. I still don't like Dagobah though. Return of the Jedi challenges? Boom. That's every blue mini kit in the game. I also bought everything else from the store, so all I had left was episode 6's Super Story. I ran through Jabba's palace, killed a Rancor, sacrificed Boba Fett to the Sarlacc pit, blew up the skiff, drove a speeder, killed stormtroopers with the help of teddy bears, threw the Emperor down a shaft, and blew up the new Death Star. 100% achieved. Let's check my final time. Oh, sweet baby Jesus, that was close.
Wow, that was impressive. He did it in 24 hours. I thought that was a pretty good video. He does some other stuff like Fallout, some more Star Wars. I hope you all enjoyed this LEGO Star Wars nostalgia video, and I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.